What's up guys, and welcome to another video. I'm George Riyad, and if you're new here, I make videos on all things on real estate, investing in stocks, and documenting my journey to New York City. Today I'll be going through ComSec's latest app, the ComSec Pocket app, and I'll be showing you guys how to invest in its ETFs. ETFs is the best way for beginners to get started in their investing journey with a cheap barrier of entry. ETFs is the best way for a beginner to get started in the investment world and will help you build wealth over the long term. So stay tuned to the end. So ComSec Pocket has been out since mid-2019, and it has allowed individuals to enter into the investment world with a cheap barrier of entry. They realized that many individuals found it hard to grasp the idea of investing or very complicated. People that weren't educated on finance or investing found it too hard and didn't want to try. That left a lot of money on the table. So that's exactly why ComSec created this op-ed, the ComSec Pocket. It was created to make investing simple for anybody to use, allowing people to only invest in 7 ETF products that is available on the app, which is very detailed to allow people to understand what they're investing into with a very low minimum barrier of entry at $50. Now, what's an ETF? An ETF is an exchange traded fund. It's a type of security that tracks an index sector, commodity, or other asset, but which can be purchased or sold on a stock exchange the same as a regular stock. An ETF can be structured or track anything from a piece of an individual commodity to a large and diverse collection of securities. ETFs can be structured to track specific investment strategies. Sound complicated? Is essentially a product or a fund that allows you to track down a diverse number of commodities, companies, or an entire sector. For example, there's an ETF that tracks the overall S&P 500, or ones that track the tech industry, and that one includes the major tech companies in the world, or it can come down to only American companies. Now, the benefits with using this app is that it allows you to start investing with as small as $50, allowing you to have an affordable start. If you were to invest using the ComSec app, which allows you to buy stocks, you would need a minimum of $500. Whereas this one is only $50. Also, the app gives you a choice of 7 ETF products, each detailed, giving you details on what you'll be investing into. Whereas in the ComSec app, you've got thousands of different ETFs from different companies to invest from. It's so complicated, and that is why many people decide not to start investing. Another benefit is if you were to invest up to $1,000, the brokerage fee is only $2. Whereas if you were to use the ComSec app, the brokerage fee varies between $10 to $29, but usually it's $29. And if you're planning on investing over $1,000, the brokerage fee is 0.02% of the value of your investment. So if you were to invest $1,100, you end up paying $2.20 in brokerage fee. That's 0.02% of $1,100. Alright, so now we have a clear understanding of what an ETF is and what the ComSec Pocket provides for you. Now let's take a deep dive into the 7 products that you can invest in. The first option is called the Aussie Top 200, and it has chosen the shares called S&P 500/ASX 200 by BlackRock, which is tracking Australia's top 200 companies such as the top 4 banks and top mining companies as shown. Currently, to invest in 1 unit of Aussie Top 200, it costs around 27.92 cents. Number 2 is Aussie Dividend, which tracks 40 Australian companies that have a record of distributing high dividends back to their shareholders. This is a good option if you're after some passive income. Companies that you'll be investing in include BHP, Rio Tinto, Wesfarmers, Macquarie Group, plus more. Now, this one is the Global 100. It is an ETF that tracks the best 100 well-known brands around the world. This allows you to have exposure to investing in companies outside of Australia, with the benefits of still having a low minimum cost to enter the market. Companies included in this fund include Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google's parent company, and more. Emerging markets is product number 4. With access to companies seen to be making an impact from growing economies such as China, Taiwan, Korea, India, and more. You'll be getting access to these companies. Keep in mind that this is very good to have your investments diversified. You don't want to have all your eggs in the same basket. Having exposure to different countries helps to minimize and eliminate risk. The 2008 crisis didn't really go well around the world or in the US, but it didn't really have a huge impact on Australia as bad as it did overseas. Therefore, if you were investing in companies in the US, that would have tanked really bad. Whereas if you were investing in Australian companies, it wouldn't have been affected that much. And also the vice versa. During prosperous times, US stocks have seen to grow so many times more than Australian shares tend to do. This is due to America's great capitalism system and its ability for scalability. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're into health, this is a good ETF fund that tracks medical innovation with around 100 companies such as Johnson & Johnson, United Health Group, plus more. The second last ETF is Sustainability Leaders, which is a great fund to invest in if you care about the future of the planet, as we all should. If you're someone that wants to invest in ethical, conscious, and sustainable companies, this fund is for you. And lastly, we have Tech Savvy. This is personally my favorite and gives you exposure to around 100 of the biggest tech innovators and non-financial companies on the US Nasdaq, such as Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Facebook, Google, and more, for only $26.95 per unit. And that's all for today, guys. I hope this video gives you guys the courage to start investing. It's time to get your feet wet and start your investing journey. Just remember, you can start as low as $50. So in the comment section down below, let me know what stuck with you the most so I could release more content that you'd like. And if you enjoy this, comment, like, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me.